I received the first message at 11 o'clock at night, 7 months after my daughter died. The number that came up, I recognized it immediately. I had looked at that number thousands of times over 19 years. I had called it every evening when she went away to school. I had saved it in my phone under the name Lily, my darling, and that name was still there, still appearing on my screen, even though I had personally cancelled that SIM card 3 months earlier. The message was 2 words. Mom. My name is Diana. I was 47 years old, living alone in Seattle since my husband left after Lily's death. He couldn't bear the pain, he said, as though I could. Lily died in a car accident on Interstate 5, a winter night, freezing rain. She was 19, driving home after her first college finals. I was asleep when it happened. I woke to the phone ringing and my life divided into 2 parts at that exact second, before and after. 7 months later, I received a text from my daughter's phone number. I stared at the screen for a long time. My hands didn't shake. I had cried until there were no tears left somewhere around the 3rd month. Now when things like this happened, old photos surfacing in my phone's memory, Lily's sweater in the closet still smelling of fabric softener, and now this message. I only sat still and felt something heavy and nameless pressing down in the center of my chest. I typed back. Who is this? No reply. Called the number. Nothing. Number not in service, exactly as I expected since I had cancelled the SIM myself. I told myself someone was using a spoofing app. I told myself this was someone's cruel prank. I took a screenshot, put the phone down, and sat in the kitchen until nearly 2 in the morning drinking cold tea and looking out at the Seattle rain. The next morning I called the carrier. They confirmed the number had been cancelled and never reactivated. No activity on it since cancellation. I reported it to the police. They took a note. They said they would look into it. I knew they wouldn't find anything. The second message came 2 weeks later at 11 at night. Same number. Different 2 words. You still up? That was what Lily texted every night from the dorms. Exactly those words. Exactly that style. No comma, no question mark. Exactly how Lily had been texting since high school. I sat on my bed and stared at the screen for a long time. Then I typed, I'm up. Who is this? This time there was a reply. Not immediately, it took about 3 minutes, long enough that I thought nothing would come. Then the screen lit up. It's Lily. I put the phone down on the bed. I stood up, went to the bathroom, turned on the cold tap and let the water run over my hands for a while. I looked in the mirror and said to myself out loud clearly, this is a scam. This is not your daughter. Don't respond again. I turned off the tap. I walked back out, picked up the phone. I typed, my Lily is gone. 3 minutes passed. I know. But I'm still here. I just don't know any other way to talk to you. I slid down to sit on the bathroom floor, back against the cold side of the tub, and I cried. Not because I believed it, but because I wanted to believe it so badly it hurt like a real wound. I didn't reply again that night. But I didn't delete the conversation. And 2 weeks later when the 3rd message came, again at 11 at night, again the same number, I was already sitting up waiting. Mom, do you remember that blue knit sweater? The one you made when I was in 9th grade. I read that and couldn't breathe for a few seconds. The blue knit sweater. I had spent 2 months making that sweater. Lily wore it until it was threadbare. Nobody knew about that sweater except me and Lily and possibly my husband, but he had moved out by the 2nd month. He didn't remember things like that. He had never paid attention to things like that. I typed, hands trembling for the first time. I remember it. Where are you? I don't know how to describe where I am. But I'm not in pain. Please don't worry about me. Do you know how much I miss you? I know. Mom, I miss you too. I miss the smell of your morning coffee. I miss hearing you sing in the kitchen. I remember everything. I sat in the kitchen, in the same chair where I had my morning coffee every day, and read those lines over and over until they blurred. We texted until 2 in the morning. I asked things only Lily would know. The nail polish color she always wore in 12th grade, the name of the stuffed bear she had kept since she was 3 years old, the song I used to sing to her when she was sick. Every answer was right. Every single detail, not one mistake. At 2 in the morning, the last message. Go to sleep, Mom. I'll text again. I went to sleep. For the first time in 7 months, I slept a real night's sleep. We texted every 2 weeks, always at 11 at night, always ending after 2 in the morning. I knew what I was doing wasn't healthy. I knew this could be someone who had researched Lily thoroughly. Social media, the obituary, the news articles about the accident, and was exploiting my grief. I knew all of that. But I didn't stop. Because in those conversations, there were things that couldn't be explained by research. Small memories that had never been on social media, never been told to anyone. The afternoon I taught Lily to drive for the first time, and she knocked my entire coffee cup off the seat and laughed until she couldn't speak. The way Lily used to tap her hand 3 times lightly on my shoulder when she wanted to apologize but didn't know how to say it out loud. The short poem she wrote me for my birthday when she was 15 and had never shown to anyone but me. Whoever was on the other end knew all of those things. In the 3rd month of our conversations, something shifted. Not dramatically, not suddenly, just one sentence, in the middle of a normal conversation about small everyday things. Mom, would you want to see me? I set the phone down on the table. My heart beat differently than it had before. Not grief, not longing. Something like a warning from somewhere deeper than reason. I typed. What do you mean? There's a way. Can show you. You'd see me. You'd hear my voice. Not just texts. I looked at the screen. What would you need me to do? Not much. Just turn off all the lights in the house. Sit in the living room. And don't turn them back on no matter what you hear. In the 3rd month of our conversations, something shifted. Not dramatically. Not suddenly. Just one sentence. In the middle of a normal conversation about small everyday things. Mom, would you want to see me? I set the phone down on the table. My heart beat differently than it had before. Not grief, not longing. Something like a warning from somewhere deeper than reason. I typed. What do you mean? There's a way. Can show you. You'd see me. You'd hear my voice. Not just texts. I looked at the screen. What would you need me to do? Not much. Just turn off all the lights in the house. Sit in the living room. And don't turn them back on no matter what you hear. I sat very still. Then I typed. Why do the lights need to be off? The reply came slower this time. Nearly 5 minutes. Because light makes it harder for me to come through. You trust me, right? I stared at that last sentence. You trust me, right? Lily used to say that. Every time she wanted to convince me of something. Staying out late, borrowing the car, doing something I wasn't sure about. She would tilt her head and say in just the right amount of sweet, You trust me, right? I remembered it so clearly I could hear her voice saying it inside my head. And it was precisely because I remembered it so clearly that I recognized what I was actually feeling. Not warmth, fear. Because my Lily said that when she wanted to persuade me of something. But my Lily never said it when she was asking me to do something for her benefit. Only when asking for herself. Lily wasn't selfish. Lily didn't need me to turn off the lights so she could come through. If this were truly Lily, my daughter, the child I raised, she would have understood that those words in this context sounded nothing like her. Whatever was texting me knew that Lily used to say that. But it didn't know when Lily said it and when she didn't. I typed, hands completely steady. "You're not Lily." A long silence. Longer than any before. Nearly 10 minutes. Then the screen lit up. "You're wrong." "I'm not wrong," I typed. "My Lily never said." "You trust me, right, to ask me to do something for her. Only to ask for herself. You know a great deal about Lily. But you are not Lily." Another silence. Shorter this time. "You're smarter than the others." That sentence went through me like cold water down my spine. "The others," I typed slowly. "Which means I'm not the first." No reply. "Did the others turn off the lights?" No reply. "What happened to them?" The screen was silent for 1 minute. Then one final message appeared. The shortest of everything that had been sent across those 3 months. And after that, Lily's number never texted me again. The message said, "They got to see who they missed." I sat in the kitchen until morning, phone on the table. Every light in the house turned on as bright as it would go. I thought about all the people who had received messages like mine. People who had lost children, parents, partners. People who had received texts from their loved one's number and heard exactly what they most wanted to hear in the world. People who had turned off the lights and sat in the dark and waited. I thought about what they might have seen in that darkness. And I didn't know whether that was worse or better than seeing nothing at all. I still have that conversation saved in my phone. Haven't deleted it. Not because I think it was Lily. I know it wasn't Lily. But because over those 3 months, there were nights when I read back through the old messages. The ones about the blue sweater, about the driving lesson, about the birthday poem she wrote when she was 15. And even though I know the one who wrote them wasn't my daughter, the memories themselves are real. Lily said those things. Remembered those things. Was the child in those memories. And the only thing worse than losing Lily would be losing the last fragments of memory I have of her. So I keep them. Everything that was real. And only what was real.